Greetings, makers. Today we're going to try turning some simple paper into handmade magic. So grab your stamps and your cardstock, whatever you have, and let's go ahead and create a gift card holder. So this is the gift card holder that we are going to make. So this is from the online exclusive that's coming out in March called the Cutest Crew, and they are super cute. So on this particular one, of course, I used the puppies, and today we're going to switch over and do the cats, because I have a lot of people in my life who love cats. So I'll go ahead and create something for them as well. So let me put that aside for the moment. But anyway, this is a pop-up gift card holder, and so you just kind of pull down the tab, and here you would put your gift card. Okay, and I have the glue dots already ready to go for a gift card. And on the back, this is where we're going to do our message. Anyway, so this is what we're going to be creating today. And this is based on a design by Sue Stampfield. And this design, I saved it in my YouTube playlist, like from several years ago. And I'm also going to be using some designer series paper because my goal this year is to try to use up as much of my old DSP as I can. And this is really a really old set called Flower and Field Designer Series paper. But I kind of liked it because I liked how the flowers with this particular paper, we're going to use this sheet, were like small and cute, and I think would do well with these little animals. So anyway, so here you can see we have a couple of sheets, and we are going to go ahead and make this today. So let's go ahead and start by what we are going to be using. Let me grab my pieces. Okay, so, and I have my little Post-it note to kind of remind me of what we're doing. So we're going to start with a card base, and this is a piece of this is old retired cardstock. It is So Saffron, and it is 5.5 by 4 1/4. So then we're going to cover that up with a piece of DSP from that Flower and Field, and it is 5 by 3 3/4. So we're going to go ahead and glue it on like that. We have the mechanism piece, which is 2 by 6, 2 inches by 6 inches, and it's scored at 2 and 2.5. Okay, so it's going to create this little, this is going to be the mechanism that we use to make the pop-up piece of our gift card holder. We have a piece of DSP that is 4 1/4 by 3. We have a piece that's going to glue to our mechanism, and that is 3 3/4 by 2 3/4. A piece of white cardstock, which is 3.5 by 2.5. So it's going to kind of layer like this. It's going to go on our mechanism however it fits. I have to go back in and remind myself how to do that. And then for the back, we're going to have a piece again of 5 by 3 3/4. Okay, so let me go ahead and push this up to the side. I'm going to start with the back because I think it's harder to get the back on once you have the gift card holder put together. All right, so I have Happy Birthday here, and I'm going to be using Secrecy. And so I'm just going to go ahead and kind of tap, tap, tap. Make sure I have that in the right direction. And it doesn't really matter. I kind of like having it towards the top. It doesn't even need to be centered. Let me make sure sorry if my head gets in the picture, but I'm trying to make sure it's kind of straight. Okay. Oh, that did not. Let's turn that over and do that again. Okay, so tap, 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 tap. It didn't ink up at the bottom the way I had hoped. Okay, so let me make sure that's straight. Okay, so let's make sure, press down, make sure the ink transfers, which I did not do the first time. And there we go. So now I'm just going to put that aside, and I'm going to get these butterflies because the cats are adorned with butterflies. And so I'm just going to put those here at the bottom corner. Okay. And while I have the butterflies out, I was like, where are my envelopes? I don't know what I did with them. Oh, here they are. I'm going to go ahead and stamp some butterflies on the envelope as well. That way, all kind of ties together. All right, so we're going to just stamp that there. Now, if you choose to color the envelope, you're going to need to put some kind of cardstock in between, because depending on what you're using, if you're using the Stampin' Blends, then let me close this before I stick my fingers in it. It's going to it'll go through all the way to the back, and you don't want that to happen. Well, you could want that to happen, but I don't particularly like that. All right, so let me I just want to color my butterfly, so let me grab some Flirty Flamingo, because it does match that color in the... I'm not particularly good at coloring. Not really. My kids used to tease me about my coloring because I'm not that good at it. Not my favorite thing. So let me get a lighter one up here. And let's do a little, I don't know, Highland Heather? No, this is Fresh Freesia. So just a light Fresh Freesia to kind of go with it. Okay. Anyway, that's it. So let's go ahead and grab some glue. And let's go ahead and put this on the back of our card base. And that's one thing about doing this with paper. If you make a mistake, you can always turn it over and do it again. Okay. Now, whoops, how about if I turn this around this way so I can see what I'm doing? Let's go ahead and center that on the card base. Get it straight. And you know me, guys, I have a hard time doing things straight. Okay. So on the front, we're going to go ahead and put this Designer Series paper. And like I said, use whatever you have. It doesn't have to be the stamp set. It doesn't have to be this paper. Use what you have. It's all about the design. I know we love to give gift cards now. People love receiving gift cards, but it doesn't have to be boring on how you give your gift card. You want to make it kind of fun for them to do. All right, so the next thing that we need to do is we need to put a slot here in the center of this paper. So what I'm going to do, let me grab my stitched rectangles, and you can see they're kind of a mess, but this is the smallest rectangle, and I'm going to use it, and I'm going to put this kind of in this. I'm going to try to get this centered. Okay. And we would use some Post-it note tape. I ordered this from Amazon. It's great to have for your cutting, and then just kind of lay it on there to hold the piece in place so it doesn't move. Run it through the cut and emboss machine, and there we have our slot cut out. Sorry about that. So let me put my rectangle back up before I lose it. There we go. So now we're ready to kind of put the mechanism together. Well, we're not ready to make the mechanism put together yet. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of set that aside. What we want to do is kind of get this piece going. And I did it a little differently. So I used the dies from the Cutest crew. So here's the stamp set. Okay, so what I did is, as I took this piece, okay, it has little puppy feet, kitty feet I don't know. They're little pet feet. And what I did is on this piece, I had thought I was cutting it out, just cutting out straight. It was going to be one of those things where it just cuts out the feet. And it turned out it cut off a piece. So I was, well, that's okay. We can still do that. So what you can do is with this piece, it's 3.5 by 2.5. You're just going to lay, let's pull out the die so I can show you what I've made. Okay, so you're just going to take the die and you're just going to kind of put it over to where the feet kind of line up, but lining it up here. I taped it down and then I ran it through the cut and emboss, and then I did the next edge down. I cut it out again, and this is what I got. Let me show you. So I ended up with 3 pieces here. So the two feet and the middle section. So what I'm going to do is we're going to kind of put these on the yellow piece. Okay, I thought about just kind of keeping them straight on there on white, just another piece of white, but I thought, no, you don't see the feet as well. So the hardest part here, I think, is getting it lined up. And so here's where I'm going to use my tape again. So I'm going to try to get these on there, just kind of to see where the centering is when they line this up. And then we line this up at the bottom. Okay, so it looks pretty good. So what I'm going to do, whoops, let's move it over just a tad. Okay, so I'm just going to stick that there just so I can go ahead and start by putting the glue on the back of the bottom piece. I like to start with the bottom. And let's get some glue out. Just kind of try to be light on the glue so it doesn't squish out so much between the toes on the paw pad. Get some at the ends. Sorry, here we go. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of line it up, make sure that's still straight. Okay. And we're just going to butt it up against that white piece. If I can get it, it's hard to get it to slide for some reason. You would think it would just slide. There we go. Okay. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece, add some glue, and I'm going to butt it against, oh, I just shifted everything. Oh, it wasn't stuck down enough. Okay, let's, yikes. A little more difficult to do than I thought. Okay, so here we go. Put that down now. Do the last piece. And we're going to add our last, if I get some glue to come out, but not in a big squishy way. And now we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to stick it up against the white piece. And I did not mean to do that. Now I've got glue stuck up there. Okay. And there we go. So it'll be ready for us to add our cats here in just a second. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead now and build the mechanism. Okay. So what we're going to do is we have the piece, we have the shorter side and then a longer side, and then the 2 score lines here in the middle. What we're going to do is we're going to put some tear-in tape on the inside. I don't know if I say on one side of the mechanism piece, and then we're going to turn it over, and we're going to put a piece of tear-in tape in between the 2 score lines. Okay. Well, that'll be okay. Story of my life. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with this centerpiece. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and take off the, and what we want to do, let's make sure I'm doing this, correctly, because I know I'm going to mess it up. Okay, so we want the short side to come through. So we're seeing here that this is stuck to the bottom with the short side kind of would be facing the card. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this, okay, and the second, the score line that's closest to the long piece, okay, we're going to line it up, and you want to center it, and you want to put it all the way to the end of that piece, that top piece. I don't know what you would call it. Let's see if I can get it to line up. I'm trying to center it. It doesn't quite want to, I guess that's going to have to be good enough. Oh, you know what I wanted to do before I did this? I wanted to corner around my ends this time. So I think I still have room to where I can do it. I didn't do it the first time. I don't know. Okay, there. I don't know why I didn't want to go the other way. I just thought it would, I did do it the first time. Didn't see it on the video, but I thought it would look super cool with rounded corner ends. Anyway, I like that. Okay, so the next piece now is to, I have to look and see which way am I going. We're going to take the long piece now, okay, and it is going to go through the slot, okay, and I did, you know what, I feel like I did something wrong, but nope, I didn't. It's still good. Okay, it's going to go like that. I did something wrong. What did I do wrong? I thought that, oh, I put it, this was supposed to go to the inside, and I put it to the outside. Let's go ahead and switch that around. Hey, that wasn't so horrible. Again, I'm going to add an extra piece of, after I went through the whole trouble of saying this goes to the inside, I didn't do it that way. Okay, so I'm going to try again. Okay, so we're going to lay it down, but it's going to go this way. Okay, so we're going to line it up at the end. See, you can always fix things in card making. Okay. All right, there we go. I think, yes. So this will go through here. And what I would do is, before I take off that tape, I'm going to line it up. Now, if you put it on here and line it up, this should line up to the bottom. If it doesn't, no big deal. Just trim a little piece off. Okay, so it looks like it's going to be pretty good. So what I want to do, I want to make sure it's centered in here. Okay, that it's centered on this piece, and that it's that it's straight. Okay, so now I'm going to lift this up, and I'm going to take off the tear and tape piece carefully. Okay, and I still want to make sure it's straight, centered, and there we go. Okay, and now we've created the pop-up mechanism. Isn't that cool? So now the thing is we want it to be able to slide. So we're going to use, I lost my 3 dimensionals, but there's not enough dimensionals there to use. So let's grab this piece. Okay. Ooh. So I'm going to put 3 on the top. I thought I had enough scrap there of my dimensionals to do that, and I didn't. So now I'm going to put 2 at the bottom, 1 over here on this corner, 1 over here on this corner. Okay, we get that put back up, and now it's time to take off the backings. this looks complicated. It's really not complicated. It's just a matter of remembering to keep the mechanism going in the right direction, as I did not do when I first created it. All right, so we're going to kind of center this. Get down with our pop-up. Okay, so now we're ready. I want to add some cats. So like I had done the puppies here, now I would like to do some cats. So let's go ahead. I'm going to use again Secret C. And we are going to stamp it on a piece of scrap white. And okay, so here we go. Oh, these kittens are so cute. And there you go. Okay, so you could use your Stampin' Blends to color it, your markers. I like using Stampin' Blends because I think for me they're more forgiving than what I would find in, like, usually the markers, and the markers are not even sold anymore, but you could use whatever markers you have. So I already kind of colored it and then cut it out with the Cutest Crude dies. And there are my kittens. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to use some dimensionals to kind of pop it up. I just think these little kittens and puppies are just adorable. Let's see if I grab this one because I already have the sticker off on it. And one more. I don't know. I just liked having a lot of I don't know why. I'm usually stingy with my dimensionals, but I wanted more dimensionals here. Okay. Get these. And of course now they're sticking to the mat. All right, so now I'm just going to go ahead and center this. And it's a little, the kittens are just almost a tad bit longer, but just as long as you make sure you don't stick it to the piece below, it'd be fine. Isn't that adorable? And then we're going to take a hole punch. This is my hole punch. And I'm just going to go to the center. I'm going to punch a hole. And we can add some ribbon. I have some old retired bumblebee. And there's bumblebee in the flowers along with the So Saffron. So, and let's cut off the piece here. I have my goal, yes, in 2026 is to try to make sure I'm always using something from my stash because I have a lot of it. And I just want to use it because it's so pretty. My problem is I would always buy something and go, oh my, that's so pretty. I need to save it for something truly spectacular. And then I would forget and then never use it. And that's just not what it's meant for. Okay, so for in order to get a gift card to stick on here, use your, I would use glue dots. So I'm going to grab a set of 2, okay? And just so that it's ready for a gift card to go in, I'm just going to already have the glue dots already stuck there, and that just makes it easier for the gift card to come out. Okay, so there you go. We have our 2. Go ahead and grab the envelopes too. We have our 2 pop-up gift card holders with our cute little kittens and puppies. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you are looking for a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to be yours. I am at Soft Wind Crafting. And if you are interested, we have I don't know what, I haven't seen the February product of the month yet. It's out there. Oh, and by the way, this Cutest Cruise set is not going to be available until March. This is a pre-order. And if you would like to be a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to have you on my team. And if you join now, not only do you get your 125 $8 in products for $99. You get a discount of 25%. But this month, you also get the new, let's see if I can reach it real quick. Grab it. Is the Stampin' Positioner. So this comes free with your order. I don't know when it's going to be available yet, but it is available as part of coming in as demonstrator, or it's available to demonstrators as is now. But anyway, again, I appreciate you shopping with me at softwindcrafting.stampinup.net. So I'd love to have you shop with me, join my team, or just choose me as a demonstrator. I'd love to help you with your stamping needs and ideas for coming up with cards for whatever you buy. Again, it's Amy with Soft Wind Crafting, and thank you for joining me today.